Strip everything down to image, word, idea. Without narrative, it means nothing. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. This is Swinging Through Comics, episode number 80. I'm talking about Gorenger, Himitsu Sentai Gorenger, the manga. This is Directive number 2, The Flying Devil Ships. My title of this analysis is Repay, Treachery with Treachery. And like I said, this is about Himitsu Sentai Gorenger. A focus question I'm going to have for the end is, does fighting taint a pure heart? And like I said, I'll be coming back to that at the end of the analysis. So, Super Sentai Himitsu Sentai Gorenger was originally published in omnibus form by 7 Seas Manga, April 20th, 2021. This Gorenger had multiple manga runs. This Directive 2 is from the Gorenger Shogaku Gonensei run, which was published May 1975 in a monthly magazine, so I guess that's why there's no date on it. The author, or the writer and artist, is Shotaro Ishinomori. The translation was done by Alethea and Athena Nibley. The adaptation was done by Alexis Roberts and Don Davis. Lettering by Bambi, Eloriaga-Amago and Roland Amago. The total book is 352 pages, the omnibus that is, but the smaller collected issues of the SG Gorenger, Shogaku Gonensei, are each 30 pages, I believe, is how long they are. Are they 28 because of a cover image and an end image? I don't know. Whatever. About 30 pages. So, the synopsis for this story, in brief, is Secret Squadron Gorenger leap into action to save a scientist and his granddaughter from a plot to exploit his genius engineering skills for their malicious mission. So, the topics, I'll just jump straight into the top, or I guess first I'll say, whether I like this or not. I'm going to give the art of 5 and the story of 5 because I thought they were both fantastic. The story was quick. I was emotionally invested. It was a lot of fun. There was cool things happening. The art was very effective. It sold the terror, the vulnerability of the little girl and her grandfather. It sold how awesome the Gorenger were. It even made Boat Ear Mask look menacing, even though that's a ridiculous name and a ridiculous concept that his ears are supposed to look like boats. But I guess I'll get back to that later. Hopefully I will. Anyway, going back to the topics, maximum sympathy is the first thing. And like I said, the art was very effective in this. But also the scenario that Ishinomori came up with, the idea that this genius scientist inventor has a sweet little granddaughter who is in danger. And, being a parent, I've heard parents talk about the fact that once you have grandchildren, something changes and they're, maybe a little bit more special, maybe a little more precious to you. It's certainly more enjoyable. So I'm not saying you love your grandchildren more than your own children, but that might be the case. I don't know. I haven't been there yet, so I can't really say. But like I said, the setup of this guy having a sweet little granddaughter who he loves being taken away and her being threatened and him, volunteering to, or, being desperate to save her life and therefore being willing to do everything, anything for her was great. Especially, like the little girl, she had a dog. She's like, the little girl's walking a puppy, and then this, little tiny flying ship, like, we would call it a drone now, right? This drone rolls up on her and, is threatening her, and then it gasses her and the dog, and it's terrible. I'm laughing because of how horrible the situation is and how you would hate to see that in real life, but, it's safely in the realm of fantasy, so it's all right. Another thing I thought was interesting was teenagers with attitude. Teenagers with attitude. Famously, Alpha 5, we need, or find us, whatever. 5 teenagers with attitude. In the original episode in Day of the Dumpster, it's way worse. Zordon, I'm referring to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from 94, 95, whatever it was, where Zordon tells Alpha 5, his assistant robot thing, because he's a guy in he's like the Wizard of Oz. Well, he's a tube and a head, or he's a head in a tube, right? Anyway, so he can't go anywhere and do stuff, so he's got his agent, Alpha 5. Anyway, he tells him, find me 5, dangerous, erratic, emotionally, deranged, irresponsible, moody humans. And Alpha's like, oh no, teenagers! And that's the whole shtick, or a thing that comes out of Power Rangers. Oh, these are teenagers with attitude. Now, the professor which I'm just gonna call him Master. I think, gosh, what is it? Like Goyaji? I gotta find out the Curry scientist, Black Eagle head mentor guy's name. Anyway, he tells the Gorenger that he picked young people, and he picked these young people because a young person's heart is full of hope and idealism and positivity and a outlook on the world that can lead them to want to save it and want to change it. And he only felt comfortable putting all the tremendous power of the Gorenger in the hands of these shining youths. I don't know why that phrase is in my mind, but it is. These exemplary, good, righteous, youthful people are the only ones he can trust with this power. And I just find that to be really interesting. It was a cool scene. I think if I'm remembering, because I did read this like a week ago now, and I'm just now getting around to it because life is life. He's telling Tsuyoshi Gorenger, he's like trying to encourage him, like, stick with it, stay with the team, keep fighting the good fight. I think that's the context there. But I found that remarkable that Ishinomori sensei is like, yeah, young people are great. And then Zordon's like, man, these guys are jerks. But they sure can, wield power well or whatever. And that just never made sense. And as much as I like Haim Saban, I like him in theory. I like the idea of Haim Saban, or I should say Haim Saban. I don't like who he makes political donations to sometimes. And I don't like, that guy made the Inspector Gadget thing? That's crazy. Anyway, but I don't like how he framed this awesome thing, the idea of the Super Sentai, because from Ishinomori himself, this is the idea. It's that the young people who are bright and hopeful and have a positive outlook on life can usher us into a bright new future instead of, what the current generation is giving us. So, all that to say, it's time to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is the quick change gag. I love this. Mito Ranger, whose name I don't remember yet. I only remember Peggy Amatsu, and which I think she's Amatsu, and Tsuyoshi. And I don't remember his name. It's like Kenji or Koichi or something. Anyway, Peggy and Tsuyoshi, they're, my OTP, and so I remember their names. But other than that, the rest of the Rangers are Ao Ranger. No, Shinmei, I know Shinmei. So basically it's Key Ranger and Mito Ranger. I don't know their names yet, but that's okay. Anyway, Mito Ranger disguises himself as the old man. He's got like a fleshy mask. Think about like what are those Tom Cruise movies, the Mission Impossible, where they have like the flesh mask, or like in Austin Powers, you have a man dressed up like a woman with a woman's skin face, you think that he peels off. Anyway, ridiculous. But it's that silly, it's that goofy. Not only is it an outfit change, like you see in Tokusatsu where they grab the shoulder and then they rip away, the fabric flashes before the camera and it obscures them, and then the clothes are being thrown and you see them like land behind them or whatever, and then they're, whatever costumes. It's that ridiculous, and it happens here. And I don't know if Ishinomori was the inventor of the quick change gag, which is what I call it. I doubt he is, but if he is, then he needed to do nothing else to be a positive force in this world, in my opinion. Aside from love his family and whatnot. But anyway, that's it's awesome. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's hilarious. I love it. And I love the idea that Mito Ranger in his suit is like able to be covered up and all this other stuff to actually look like the old professor, sound like the old professor. Like, I don't know how you do those kinds of disguises. It's so cartoonish. It's so ridiculous. It's so fun. I love it. It's absolutely great. So next thing, bot ear mask. The guy looks ridiculous. Or no, I'm sorry, boat ear mask. The guy looks ridiculous. His name does not sound intimidating. I mean, baseball mask is a little more intimidating than that. At least you can think, baseball's hard. It can withstand being hit by a, heavy, thick wooden stick time and time again and being caused, all this damage, and it still survives. So, that's, there's something there. But boat ear mask, I don't know what to say to that. So, on one hand, I'm praising Ishinomori, and on the other hand, I'm saying this is stupid and ridiculous. But you know what? It's all part of the territory. Obviously, I love the stuff, or else I wouldn't be sticking with it, and I find it very entertaining. But it's just, some things are so ridiculous that you have to ridicule them. You have to. Anyway, but like I said, he still looked kind of threatening. Like, the coloring and shading on like the simple mask part of his face was really well done, and it was like, he looked very angry, very... like a very hateful being. Plus, he was talking about terrible stuff, so it all works together. One of the things that he says is because of Mito Ranger and the professor tricking them, and because the professor reached out to his old friend master who runs the curry house and is the eagle, eagle dude. He says, we believe it's only right to repay treachery with treachery. And I think that's an interesting point. I want to pull on something like biblical and say that, like, as you, is this the Bible or is this a shadow? As you sow, so shall you reap. No, that's from the Bible, but I've been recently getting into the shadow old radio dramas because that's fun stuff for me. Anyway, but, it's an interesting principle, and, like, it's ironic that somebody would say that. I mean, obviously a villain has no moral center, has no moral, well, not obviously, but, in some cases, depending on the construction of the villain for the piece. But if you're saying that we are going to reward treachery with treachery, aren't you being treacherous by kidnapping the guy's granddaughter and coercing him in the first place? So when, the heroes do something deceitful or edgy or villainous or whatever to defeat the bad guys, I got to say, like, hey, my guy, you're just getting back what you put into the world, so don't be surprised. But that was kind of a fun thing, and it's ironic coming from the villain, but it's also very in keeping with what a villain would be like. But it's also, like I said, it kind of justifies the hero's actions to counter them. So I like that. And then, finally coming back to my question, because I already said I really like this, and the art and story were, very solidly well done. So I dig them. I gotta wonder though, does fighting taint appear hard? I don't know. I don't know if that's somewhere that the manga is gonna go. I don't know if that's something that Ishinomori addresses in his other stuff. What about Skullman? Was Skullman corrupted and evil before he went on his quest for vengeance? I don't know. If Eagle is helping protect people and defend them as opposed to just going out going out solely for vengeance. And when I say Eagle, I do mean the Gorenger. Does that protect them from being turned evil or what? I don't really know. And again, I don't know if it's a theme that Ishinomori wants to actually discuss or talk about in the manga, but it was an idea that came to me from reading this. Because I was thinking about how good it is that they're doing these things, how they're taking these actions, and maybe this is related to Tsuyoshi having some hesitancy to fight. I can't quite remember, but it's a message or a question that I was left with after reading this issue, Directive 2, and I think it's a good one. And I honestly don't know the answer. I would think the answer is yes, but I don't know. I don't really know. It's something I'd like to hear people's input on and what you think about it. Because we're supposed to fight the good fight, right? But does fighting the good fight cause negative things? Does it cause bad things to happen to good people? Does it cause good people to turn bad? I guess is really the question I'm asking. So, I don't know. Very thought-provoking. But, it's funny. The manga had, ridiculous boat ear mask. It had, this even more ridiculous gag with the quick change thing. And then Midori Ranger has this stupid riddle at the end that is so unfunny that it made me chuckle. It's like dad joke level, which maybe Ishinomori was at the time already. And Key Ranger's picks him up. I don't know if he tosses him, but he just picks him up what are we gonna do with you? And I'm pretty sure that's what it ends on. And it's just, I don't know, it's funny. It's funny how unfunny it was. And it's funny to me that, like I said, this thing, it's there's a complex tapestry to this. And while it's, some parts of it are ridiculous, some parts are just plain silly and cartoonish, it can still leave me, the reader, with a deep philosophical question at the end of it. So, and kind of a little bit of attention of, where will this go for these characters? So, anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Check out the full show notes on mjmunoz.com for the full show notes. And I have active now the author, artist, and analyzer menus or tabs at the top of the page, where you can find all my art, all my analysis work, and all of my writings. So anyway, you should be able to have fun. I very much try to work in, let me put it this way. If you're enjoying the things that I enjoy, and I'm only analyzing the things that I'm enjoying, then I would hope you'd be able to enjoy my writing, because I'm very much trying to synthesize and keep the spirit of the things that I enjoy going, if that makes sense. So anyway, I've got a bunch of superhero stuff that I don't think would be, too foreign for a tokusatsu fan to enjoy. So Anyway, the top of mind one I'm thinking is Shuffle, Caught in an Old Maid's Quest or something like that. Caught in an Old Maid's Mess, I think is the name of the title. And it's kind of an origin story for one of my my magic-wielding superhero kid, lady, girl. She's like a teen. Well, you might want to check that one out. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I thank you for your time and attention, and I insist that you check out my other work and follow the TikTok. I've got a TikTok. It's MJ Munoz AAA, because I couldn't get author or anything like that. So AAA is for author, artist, analyzer. And I'm trying to do fresh content that's unique to there from what I'm doing in these episodes while I analyze Star Wars, various tokusatsu, comic books, and other things. So anyway, I'm really going to get out of here. I keep coming back to certain things, and I keep analyzing things in a certain way, because to me, story is everything, and I'm getting a really good story out of a lot of these, like very genre-heavy things that I enjoy. But like the trappings of the genre are all very exciting to me, but I wouldn't be here just for those things. I'm here because I do think there's a deep story there, and I want to incorporate all the good, juicy, strong story bits into the work that I create. So anyway, with that, I'll leave you with peace and blessings. This is MJ, signing out.